Inside, the sealed mother waits over a single living promise. A tremor runs through the shell. Then, in the dark, a wet hatchling forces its way into the world for the very first time. At once, the system that keeps this family alive begins to work. The male delivers food through the slit, and the mother turns it into the chick's first meal. Shell fragments are pushed aside to clear precious room. Then the male is gone again, because from this moment on, every mouthful must be earned outside. The mother lowers herself over the newborn like a warm roof. Moments later, the male returns with figs, arriving exactly where the wall leaves that one narrow opening. Still, instinct is already awake, and a slightly larger second mouthful disappears into a body no bigger than a hand. Before leaving again, the male checks the branch line around the nest. Inside, the mother gently shifts the chick, the way any careful parent makes room for a fragile newborn. Rain begins as a soft patter on bark. The male comes back through the drizzle with moisture-rich fruit, because in a sealed chamber, water can matter as much as food. The mother passes that wet pulp down in tiny portions. Then she settles low again, keeping the cooling air from reaching a chick still too new to regulate its own heat. By first light, the male is back at the slit. In a hornbill family, this narrow seam in the wall is pantry, doorway, and lifeline all at once. Now the chick can lift its head for longer. Outside, the male snatches an insect from the foliage, adding protein to a menu designed by survival, not comfort. The first small animal meal goes down, and the chick leans into the mother's breast. For a moment, the nest is quiet, and rest becomes part of growth. From a distance, the tree looks enormous and indifferent. Up close, the male labors in the heat, because one sealed chamber high in the trunk has become the center of his world. Inside, the mother briefly lifts from the chick to let heat escape. At the slit, the male brings another juicy fig, turning fruit into water, sugar, and time. Each drop of pulp matters. After swallowing, the chick stretches its neck a little higher, and that tiny gain is how survival often begins in increments too small to notice at first. The mother rotates the chick again, evening out warmth and space. Then she removes a waste pellet, because good parenting in a closed room means cleanliness as much as tenderness. The pellet falls away into the forest below. Outside, the male gathers ripe figs in quick succession, building the next delivery one careful bite at a time. With a fuller load, feeding grows more efficient. The chick opens its eyes wider now, beginning to follow the mother's bill and the rhythm of food coming in. But danger climbs the same tree as hope. A rat snake appears on the trunk, and the male is the first
Quack,
to see
no,
it.
away! Hiss, quack, not here, not today, hiss!
He locks onto the threat and sounds the alarm. Inside the cavity, the mother freezes and pulls the chick under her chest, turning herself into a shield. The snake tests the bark just below the entrance. The male dives and strikes fast, aiming not to kill,
Keep away from
but
my
to
nest.
deny a path to the nest.
Go, leave this place.
The snake loses ground and slides back down the trunk. At last it abandons the climb, while the male holds his post above like a sentry who cannot afford relief. Only then does the mother uncover the chick to check its position. Almost immediately, the male feeds again, because after fear, life still demands routine. Tiny victories like that are how a vulnerable hatchling begins to leave its weakest hours behind. Now the first pin feathers rise along the back. Outside, the male returns to the fruit patch, repeating the work that turns effort into growth. He passes another full load through the slit. The mother takes a piece for herself, then settles back over the chick, reminding us that providers must survive too. The sky darkens in a hurry, and the upper branches begin to move. Soon the whole trunk shudders under wind, turning the sealed nest into a rocky chamber. In bad weather, even devoted parents cannot deliver what the forest refuses to give. He forces the small fruit through the slit, and still the chick keeps asking for more. Hunger is honest, and in the wild, it often arrives before abundance does. As the gusts hit harder, the mother spreads one wing over the chick and braces against the floor. Then, just as suddenly, the storm begins to loosen its grip. After the rain, the chick pushes toward the slit instead of hiding beneath the mother. For the first time, it reaches the light and sees the outside world. The male lands at the opening with food, and the chick tries to join the transfer itself. It pecks clumsily, learning where the world touches the wall. The mother follows with a steadier feed, then rises higher around the growing chick. Space is running out, and that changes the nest as surely as time does. Now she chips at the inner plaster. Small pieces break free, and the slit widens a little, the first deliberate step toward a different stage of parenthood. The male waits outside while she keeps working from within. Then a larger section gives way, opening enough room for her head and casque to reach daylight.
Strain. Whoosh.
A heavy piece drops from the wall. For the first time in many days, the mother pushes her face through a true exit. She drags herself out and grips the trunk outside. Then she opens her wings at last, stretching a body that has spent weeks folded inside a wooden chamber. The male comes close and the pair touch bills, a quiet reunion after long separation. Between them, the chick looks out from the broken wall that kept it safe. But the opening is now too wide for a growing chick to remain protected, so the adults rebuild it together, narrowing the gap around the young bird's body. The result is a taller, safer slit, framing the chick's face. From outside, the mother now feeds directly through the very wall she once lived behind. The male arrives with another feeding, and for one brief breath, both adults perch together. The chick watches them from the slit, no longer hidden life, but visible future. It begs harder now, with force and direction. The male launches back into the canopy, because appetite is rising and growth has become expensive. Then another risk appears, not from below this time, but along the branch line. A macaque steps toward the cavity, and the mother stiffens into a guard posture. The macaque leans in to inspect the slit. In a blur of feathers, the male rushes back and throws a close, bluff charge that changes the balance at once. With the mother spreading herself across the opening, the intruder hesitates. Under pressure from both adults, the macaque backs away and abandons the approach.
Be gone, threat.
Only after the branch line is clear does the chick retreat deeper inside. The adults hold their watch, as if the forest itself still needs time to calm down. Feeding resumes, this time with the chick taking food more directly at the slit. Coordination is improving, and the parents can now work faster than before. The mother brings a larger whole fig, and the chick grabs with new confidence. A stronger appetite is good news here. It means the body is finally keeping up with demand. Then come sustained wing beats, half exercise and half declaration. As another weather front moves in, the growing bird is already rehearsing for a cavity. Rain spatters across the room, and the chick holds its place. The mother steps in front of the opening, turning her body into a living awning. As the shower eases, the male returns with food. The chick shakes water from its head and feathers, looking less like a hatchling now, and more like a survivor in training. It takes the recovery meal cleanly, then leans almost halfway out of the slit. Curiosity is growing alongside strength, and both can be dangerous if they come too early. Now both feet reach the cavity lip. One branch away, the male gives a short call, offering the young bird something every wild parent eventually must distance to cross. The chick studies that open gap, while the mother stays close without blocking the way. Support in this moment means presence more than protection. At last it climbs fully onto the outer rim and finds its balance there. The male hops farther out on the branch, inviting a decision the chick must make alone. One foot reaches toward the branch, then a gust hits, and the young bird drops flat against the
Hold on
rim
tight.
instead of stepping into
Assess the
air.
wind.
It is not yet ready to trust. The mother moves closer, steadying the moment with calm. The chick rises again, resets its balance, and turns hesitation into another try. This time the hop is real. It lands awkwardly on the branch, grips hard, and holds the kind of success that looks small until you remember what failure would have.